On today's program, Tim's rules for writing dialogue. Coming up. Hey guys and gals, boys and girls, authors and author wannabes. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Your old buddy Tim back to dispense a little wit, wisdom, and advice on the topics of writing, publishing, marketing, all the fun stuff that we authors have to do. Hey, yeah. What I do on the program is I try to answer questions by viewers like you left below in the comments or in the Facebook group. And yeah, if I use your question, you will get a free digital copy of one of my books, either Angel of Mercy or Sins of the Father. Also, if you like what I do on the program, click the subscribe button below. Click the little bell notification icon. Give me a like. And if you click the bell, every time I release one of these videos, YouTube, out of the goodness of its heart, will let you know. God forbid you miss this, as I say, because it is an entertainment value. The question today comes from Wes. Wes says, Tim, I have a hard time writing dialogue. Can you help? Well, hell yeah, Wes. I can help you with your dialogue. You know, in all seriousness, a lot of writers, they don't have trouble coming up with dialogue, but they have trouble writing dialogue. The one thing that I see the most as an editor when I am editing books is trouble with dialogue. Typically, punctuation, knowing where to put the quotation mark and the comma and the period and how to say, you know, this and that. So here are just some rules, Wes. I kind of went off the top of my head. Things to remember when writing dialogue. First of all, when a new speaker speaks, you start a paragraph. Start a new paragraph. If you've got two people speaking, let's say you've got Tom and Bob. Tom and Bob are having a conversation. Well, every time Tom speaks, that's a paragraph. Every time Bob speaks, that's a new paragraph. Cannot tell you how many times I see just entire pages and pages of dialogue with no paragraph returns, no punctuation. It is painful. And those customers, they pay a premium, baby. So keep that in mind when a new speaker speaks. You start a new paragraph. Another thing, and this is the biggest one, is the punctuation. They don't know where to put the question mark or the period or the comma. For example, a sentence like, let's see, it's hot today, said Bob, should be typed like this, but a lot of folks will do this. It's hot today, period, said Bob. Okay, see the difference there? See the comma and the period and the capitalization? Those are the kind of things that I typically see. So you want to make sure, and I don't have time to go into the rules deeply here. There are lots and lots of resources online that will teach you how to punctuate dialogue. That will fix 90% of the problems I see with writers writing dialogue. It's simple punctuation. Other things to remember is when your characters are speaking, Wes, you don't want them to ramble on, kind of like me right now. Because readers get really, really tired of reading long passages of text. You don't want your characters to read speeches or to say speeches. You don't want them lecturing. You don't want them preaching, because at some point the reader is going to go, that's enough. Catch a breath, right? The best dialogue is when characters are speaking and breaking it up. He said this, she said that, he said this. If you have one character continuing on for 4 or 5 pages, that's a speech, that's a lecture, that's a sermon. Readers do not like that. So when you are writing dialogue, break it up into chunks. Remember, dialogue goes back and forth. Dialogue literally means a conversation between 2 or more people. That's what you want to remember when you are writing dialogue. Here's another one. Your character should speak in that character's voice. For example, if your character is, some redneck who works at a gas station and has a big chunk of tobacco in his cheek and grease in his hands, he should not speak like freaking Shakespeare. Okay? He should speak like that character would speak. Again, This is stuff that I see all the time. You'll see, for example, like a PhD, a college professor talking like the boys in the hood. You know, the dialogue is your character speaking. So when you write the dialogue, write it as if it's coming out of that character's mouth. Does that make sense? Makes perfect sense to me. But then again, I'm in my own little world most of the time. Let your character speak in that character's voice. All right. And here's another one. Don't get caught up in accents and vernaculars and affectations. I cannot tell you how many times I will see a novel, written by people who live, in the North about people in the South, and they try to write like we talk down here. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm fixing to go down to the kitchen and get me a cup of coffee, and I'm fixing to go get a donut. Okay. Number one, yeah, we do talk like that here in the South. I use the word fixin' quite a bit. In the South, the G on the end of an ing word is typically silent, but you don't have to write that way. I read a book the other day, and it had a Chinese character who, honest to God, ended every sentence with ah. Oh, you'll go get some coffee. Ah, that's offensive to me, and I'm a white guy living in Alabama. Don't try to do that. That gets incredibly annoying. Also, don't write in foreign languages. Now, I used to see this a lot with some of the old spy novels like John le Carré and those guys. They would do entire conversations in French, and I'd be sitting there going, what the fuck? What are they talking about? No parler le français, right? So keep in mind who's reading your books. What do they expect? And I harp on this a lot. Your dialogue should serve them. It should make them happy. So there you go, Wes. Hopefully that was helpful. Again, punctuation is a big one. Learning how to punctuate dialogue, learning how to write dialogue as conversations. That should help you tremendously, Wes. Hey, appreciate the question because you asked it. You are going to get a copy of one of my books, either a digital copy of Angel of Mercy or Sins of the Father. I'm fixing to send that to you right now. Period. All right. Hey, if you've got a question or comment, drop it below. If I use it on the program, you too shall get a digital copy of one of my books for your very own perusal. See how weird that sounds? Just put it down there below and I'll send you a damn book. There you go. There's your dialogue. Hey, don't forget, subscribe, like, ring my bell. And hopefully today has given you a little insight into how to write dialogue and hopefully has helped make you become a better writer. All right? I'm fixing to go get some coffee, so I'll see you later. I got to go down yonder and get my coffee.